couple of reminders. You guys have been wonderful so far this semester. I appreciate your attentiveness in advance. Thank you. Let's leave a really good impression as we have so far. And also, I challenge you as we are listening and learning, think of your questions as you're listening and learning, okay? Because we want to get as much information and knowledge as we can. All right, so we're going to move forward. We're going to have our invocation this morning by Ms. Amani Washington. And then we're going to have our medical clinic share some information with you, followed by the introduction of our speaker by Mr. Dennis Joseph. Please give Amani a hand as she comes up.
Good morning, my name is Ronnie Washington, and I'm a sophomore in business major at King College. These are my heads for our education. Heavenly Father, we come here today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to move closer as a group, and nurture bond with communities. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that might affect us and all those around us. And continue to remind us that all we do here today and that we accomplish is for the pursuit of truth, for the great glory of you, and for the service of humanity. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Do we have our medical staff available? Give her a round of applause.
We have the medical clinic on site in the next year and over. We are open Monday through Friday. Currently, we have a nurse practitioner that is at the clinic 3 days a week and doctors 1 day a week. We are open on Mondays from 8 to 12, on Tuesdays from 8 to 12, on Wednesdays from 1 to 5, Thursdays 1 to 5, and then we do have medical staff present on Fridays. If anyone needs to be seen, we can arrange transportation to our Sylvia Street office. I just wanted to let you all know that we are on campus. We are offering physicals, sports, physicals, pregnancy prevention, STD prevention. We're also available for your full service needs. If anyone needs an ultrasound and X-ray, we also offer those services at our location on Sylvia Street. There is a sign posted on the door, so anytime staff is not present in the clinic, you can call the number posted on the door, and you can reach myself or another staff member to have your needs coordinated. Okay? Are there any questions? All right. Thank you so much.
Morning. My name is Benz Joseph. I am a freshman business administration major here at Clayton College. First of all, I would like to thank you all for attending our Beacon Forum today. Today's guest is Mr. Ronnie Bryan. Mr. Bryan is in his 19th year with the Hornet Sports and Entertainment and his 4th as Chief Information Officer. In this role, he is responsible for all IT infrastructure for the organization, including the Charlotte Hornets, Greensboro Swarm, Hornets Venom GT, and Spectrum Center. He oversees the implementation, management, and support the organization's computer hardware and software, networking, internet, telephones, and more. Bryan also oversees all IT needs for events at Spectrum Center, including Hornets games, college basketball games, concerts, family shows, and conventions. Key events during his tenure include the 2019 NBA All-Star Weekend, the 2012 Democratic National Convention, the 2008 and 2019 ACC Men's Basketball Tournament, the 2008 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament East Regional and the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament's first and second rounds in 2011, 2015, and 2018. Brian is a member of the Urban League of Central Carolina's Board of Directors, as well as the advisory boards of Charlotte chapter of the Association of Information Technology Professionals, Charlotte CIO, and the North Carolina Technology Association. Brian is a 2002 graduate of Alabama State University, where he earned a bachelor's degree in computer information systems and worked as a system administrator in the IT department. He and his wife, Amber, live in Fort Mill, South Carolina, and their twin daughters, Ariana and Ariel, play volleyball for Converse University in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So at this time, I would like to ask everyone to take a stand as we welcome our speaker for today, Mr. Ronnie Bryant.
It depends. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Huh? We lost it. It went a little crazy.
Our internet. Our internet. Please stand by for technical difficulties.
All right.
Okay.
Great morning, everyone. Good to see you guys. I'm kind of used to technical difficulties. It wouldn't be me if it wasn't a technical difficulty. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't a technical difficulty. Hold on. Obviously, great. Thanks for the great intro. You did an awesome job. Yeah, you guys give him a hand. You did a great job. I said to him, I didn't realize I did all that stuff. I kind of forgot about 90% of it. So, man, I've been pretty busy. But it's good to be here with you guys today. I'm looking forward to answering any questions. And this is definitely relaxed. Please don't hesitate to interrupt me if you got questions. I want to answer any questions you have. And we're going to have a good time. Go ahead. Oh yeah, I've met him on several occasions. I handled his basketball and business technology. So yeah, I met him several times. Work on his computer, phone, all that stuff. Cool. So this year will be our 35th year of the Charlotte Hornets. So this is the one big thing we're celebrating this upcoming season. Season starts in about 3 weeks. So we are extremely busy trying to get everything going to prep for the NBA season. I have a quick video I want to share with you guys. The video is going to play in a minute, and after that, we'll get into the presentation.
Charlotte Hornets select James Jones. Caleb has agreed to deal with the Charlotte Hornets. This is a guy who will be everything.
Their name jerseys on a beautiful.
LaMelo. Can't go in right here. Rozier.
So that's a video of all the stuff we do. Obviously, everybody look at us and say, hey, we're an NBA team. But we do concerts, family shows, and host a lot of events in our building on a day-to-day basis. We don't just do NBA basketball. Obviously, we have a NBA 2K league that we exercise in as well. And I'm the executive leader of our NBA 2K team, as well as we have a G League team in Greensboro, North Carolina, called the Greensboro Swarm, that we have our development of players that don't make it to the NBA or fringe players. They go and participate in the NBA G League, our G League affiliate. And then they work on their game, and some of them we call up and give them NBA opportunities and stuff like that. And they also play on our summer league team, as well as our training camp. They're invited to a training camp roster and play on the NBA, play with the NBA team and get the exposure to be seen by other NBA franchises. So today we'll start out about me. You heard my bio, but I'm originally from Aliceville, Alabama. I'm a country boy. Roll Tide. I'm a big Roll Tide fan. Apologize to you Clemson and South Carolina fans, but all we do is win. But I'm originally from Alabama, and moved here in 2002 after graduating. When I was in your seat, I went to my guidance counselor honestly and said, "Hey, I want to just give me the 5 jobs that's gonna make a lot of money, and that's what I want to do." And so I looked at respiratory therapy on there, and that's what my major started out in. I was in respiratory therapy, but that first semester I was in a class and someone started bleeding. I was out the door, and they was like, "Hey, you supposed to be helping." And I said, "Nah, this may not be my calling." So I swiftly changed my major. Always was fascinated with computers, thought it was fun and cool, and it honestly came natural to me. I didn't really have to study that hard, so I would definitely encourage you to do something that you're passionate about, because I mean, I go into that building every day, 800,000 square foot building, and it doesn't feel like work, and I feel like I'm kind of cheating them sometimes because I get paid to do something I love to do. So definitely when you're sitting here, definitely spend some time with your guidance counselors and figure out what you would do for free, and that'll definitely carry you a long way. I'm 20 years in, coming up on my 20th season. I'm currently the longest tenured employee in the company. So if you do what you love and it doesn't feel like work to you, it'll be fun. We'll talk about. I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse. Everybody obviously see the product on the court, but I'm gonna give you guys a little glimpse of some of the things that we do on the back end of how we bring it to you guys when you see it on TV, and not just us, every NBA franchise. So we'll dig deep into a few of the things. I won't bore you with a ton of things, but if you see something up there you want to ask questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. I want to definitely be interactive and answer any questions you have. And if when I leave, if there's more questions, I think you got a couple people over there that if they call me out, well, you got 3 people in this room. If they call me, I will always pick up. So definitely let me know. So being that we host a lot of events, one of the key things for us is collecting data, but making sure when you come to a sporting event, you have great experience and things of that nature. So one of the things obviously is important is making sure when you come to we just announced Travis Scott this morning is coming to our building. So when you come to the Travis Scott concert, you're able to go on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, post your things. And so one of the key things in our buildings is we have a high density Wi-Fi network as well as digital antenna systems, so that when you walk in with your phone, you have 5 bars regardless where you're in the building. So one of the key things in our building is making sure you have good internet service and cell coverage. So we pretty much host our own cell towers in our building to make sure all your technology work. So this is a glimpse of our cell tower system and how it looks in the building. We've got about over 500 antennas throughout the building just for cell coverage. And so this is some of the design of it and some of the thought process that I did when I worked with our all the different carriers, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, to make sure all our customers, when they come in the building, their cell phone works. If they need to make a phone call or if they want to, post something, then we're able to capture that moment and make sure that content is broadcast out there so that people that are not at the event, they get a chance to experience the event through their friends. We have a company by the name of Mobility that's based out of California that we partnered with. So we came in, put in all the infrastructure for the system to make sure all our cell phones for not only our fans, but our staff work on a day-to-day basis in the building. And its uptime is 24/7. When issues are happening downtown or towers are down, ours is completely isolated. And so we run our own cell service and Wi-Fi. Why is it important? Sporting events, like I said, especially the social aspect, but also the selling aspect. When you're buying food and beverage and merch, we want to make sure we're able to capture the opportunity for you to buy that shirt or that hot dog or hamburger or fry. You can take advantage of it. We can make sure you can process all your transactions without any issues. Next.
On the fan journey, start ticketing, you purchase a ticket, and when you arrive, when you park in, you have some partnerships in the parking lots throughout the city. And then from there, you access the entry, we're fully touchless on entry. And then food and beverage retail purchase, we're completely cashless building. We worked on the transition from the cashless about 3 years ago. One of the first order of the Marines, no cashless. And so now you walk in, but if you do happen to have cash, we have systems in the building where you can transition your cash to a debit card. So we want to make sure that we don't hold up the time it takes to make a purchase by someone trying to possibly count cash. And from there, it's the in-game experience. We invest a lot of money in making sure we bring in the top halftime acts. We also make sure the ownership, we make sure we invest highly in our players and our players' health to make sure that we present the best product. And then the suite experience, obviously, we have about 55 suites in our building, so a lot of the corporate partners in the city and market south of our own suites in our building. So we bring a lot of employees, VIP guests, to expensive suites. And then lastly, our club experience. We have a couple of restaurants, and we're in the process of going through 250
renovation that will start next summer on our building to expand the amount of restaurants in the building. So if you come in, you're able to get a full dinner, and as well as obviously hang out with friends or whoever for that day. So what system and data do we need to make all this happen? So primarily we capture on the person, we capture all these different spokes on them. That way, if you're a season ticket holder and you come to multiple events, we honestly want to make sure we have enough, hot dogs and hamburgers that if we know you come every game and you order that we manage our inventory to make sure we have the quantities needed to make sure you can order your favorite items. If you like to come in and buy the latest jersey or the jersey that the players are wearing that night, we make sure those fans that do that are able to take advantage of those purchases. And we also do a lot of promoting through our mobile app to those fans so they know, hey, this item is up for the game. You're able to purchase this, and also give them discounts. And then the high level of dependencies, these are all the different areas that we focus on when we're capturing data on our different fans. Everybody look at the NBA and want to be one of those 450 players that make it. But you can look at me. I made it to the NBA, and I never picked up a basketball. Played on the NBA court. Well, I played on the NBA court because they do a lot of staff play on the court, but I shot a lot of air balls. But it's a lot of other opportunity. We have every position related to any other business. So obviously everybody that play basketball want to make to the NBA, but it's always other opportunities. If you're in finance, if you're in analytics, which our analytics team do a lot of stuff on this area. If you're in HR, we have every department that every other company has, and that to run the business on a day-to-day basis. And with all this data capturing, obviously, it wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about the security and the cyber risk. And so one of the things that the NBA do globally, and being that this is a global business, we focus heavily on the cybersecurity and the threats to make sure our customer data is safe. And so this is pretty much a glance of where all the NBA teams are located across the country, as well as all the NBA global initiatives. They have NBA China, NBA Africa, and other countries as well that we also focus on the support. This is our next gen collaboration defense system. So all the NBA franchises work together to make sure everybody stays safe and secured. And so if anyone sees anything, we share it to our dashboard to make sure everybody can see what's going on. And just an example of how that looks, if somebody in Chicago sees something, they put it in the hub, and then it honestly funnels down to all the other teams as well as us. So if something happened in LA, and people begin to attack those other NBA franchises, pretty soon we all are able to prepare our defenses to make sure we can protect ourselves from it. One of the cool things that we're doing this season that a lot of people don't know about is that we do a ton of player tracking. And so we, during an NBA game, we've been doing it for several seasons, but we just upgraded to a new system. So we use a system by the name of Hawkeye. And so we do a lot of player tracking. That way we track so that we determine how much, player salaries end up being, how our analytics team determine when a player needs to break or when they are, when they've exerted themselves. So we, this company, Hawkeye, have cameras in our building, track the player movement, how fast they're running, how often they touch the ball, how long they're playing on the court, how often they jump, and all that thing. So this is the Hawkeye system and this data is also how companies like DraftKings, they also use this data so you can make prop bets and stuff like that. So as I'm sure you guys have heard, North Carolina has legalized sports betting that should come into effect in January. This gives a lot of opportunities to make bets, and then you can also look at the analytics and make more aggressive bets based on what to see. And so what we have, like I said, we have cameras on the catwalk of the building that track all the players, their movement, and all that stuff. This is pretty much a view of how it looks, to the normal eye. Some of the Skeletrack areas that we track, this is how it looks. We pretty much check their eyes, their ears, their knees. We track everything on them, and then are able to collect that data to see, what they're doing. If they have an injury, what could have caused it. We also look at when they're jumping, how they're jumping, if they're jumping from their waist, if they're jumping from their knees, what are they using. And so our analytics team sits with the players and tell them like, hey, yeah, the reason why you're having this left hip issue is because when you jump, you favor your right side. So we work on that to make sure our players can stay healthy and stay on the court. Not saying that you guys are not healthy, but over time, as you know, you will begin to have injuries. So those are the things we try to work on to make sure you're doing the right way. Also, when you're missing a shot, we also have systems in place to track your shot, the arc on the ball, and all that thing to make sure, in the summertime, you know what to work on to improve your game. On the back end, this is what the system looked like. It pretty much have all the players in some type of X-ray version type thing. So as well as the officials. So we also use this. So when our coaching staff meet with the players, say, hey, you were guarding LeBron. If you would have been one more step closer, it would have dropped his percentage on making that shot by 20%. And so we use a lot of that data on all the players to improve our winning percentage and also help the players figure out, where to be and what to do. This is pretty much a glimpse of how many cameras, pretty much a 14 camera system and covers just the court. And that's pretty much it. And then, like I said, how a lot of the data is used. We use it for, how many times you dribble the ball at a free throw line, how many times you dribble before you pass, how often you pass, who you often pass to. We pretty much track all that data to also determine which 5 players need to be on the court together to produce the best benefits. Yes, go for it. That's a good question. This information is shared. Well, the data is available for all the teams, but not every team has the capacity to ingest it all. So we pretty much, each team decide what they want to use and what they don't want to use. As you can imagine, looking at how much you're collecting, it's like some of it is just, at the end of the day, talent can beat data. Either way you look at it. But yeah, everyone has access to it because this camera system is in every building, but not everyone uses it to the same level, But that's a good question. I mean, yeah, it's a ton of data out there, but some of it is useless. Some coaches may not think is important. Some coaches think it is. And so some coaches use it to decide which plays to run at the side out of bounds play and stuff like that, just based on how successful it's been. So yeah. Next, we'll talk about our NBA 2K team. Like I said earlier, I'm the executive lead for our 2K team. We play in the NBA has a 2K league that's primarily just for NBA teams, and they select players from all over the country. And so primarily with that, the league started in 2018 with 17 teams. Today it's got 25, and partnership revenue has grown 50% year over year. And then we have teams in Mexico, Australia, and China. But those teams that are in those countries, they play out of Washington, D.C. And none of the players are from those countries. They pretty much are from the U.S. The team just is based out of there. The player ages range from 16 to 35. So, I mean, and the season lasts about 6-7 months. So if you guys are in 2K, go ahead. So it's kind of funny. The way they do it is primarily all through Twitter. Like they have Twitter pages where you go on and you sign up and play in the league, and then from there you get points, and then you build up your character, and then from there you can pretty much get in the draft. They probably have about 300 or 400 players to get in the draft, and then from there, once you're in the draft, you get selected. You get a contract like a NBA player. The team pay for your housing, and if you win, and a little bit in a few minutes, you'll see the amount of money. I'm not saying that you should leave college, but I'll show you the amount of money that's available to make just to play video games. And then based on a lot of the fan purchasing power on the NBA 2K video game, it said that 2.3 times more likely to buy NBA tickets if they play 2K, and then 1.8 times more likely to make NBA-related retail purchases. So that's a lot of the data that we capture to see the profitability and the likelihood of the product working. Like I said, there's 25 teams in the league right now, and these are the numbers based on the NBA 2K League cities, that the amount of people that play the retail version of the game. So our area is ranked 10th in the out of 25. So it's a lot of NBA 2K players that are out here. One of the best players in the league is out of Greenville, South Carolina. So yeah, I mean, it's quite a few people, in the area that play that game. Some of the guys you guys probably play against online. So the league lasts about six months. The prize pool is about 2.5 million. And so last year, my team won the ticket. So and then we also was the second seed in the playoffs. So we had a pretty good year. One of our players made the All-Star. We had a couple other awards. So we had a really solid year. Like I said, you make MVP, you get 15 grand if you win tournaments. If you make it to the bracket player in the tournament, you automatically get money. Most of the money goes to the players. There's only 5 players on the team. I'm not here to promote the 2K League, but I'm here to let you know that it's a lot of opportunities out there. Any questions, comments, anything you want to ask? Yeah, our TV commentators are named Eric Collins and Dale Curry. Eric Collins. Yes. Yeah, that's Steph Curry's dad, yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Definitely. So it's a few things. So that's a great question. So like I said earlier, we have every division. To be honest, we have a sports psychologist. They meet with our players on a regular basis. We have a ton of doctors. We have a physical therapist that's at the office every day. We have equipment managers. I mean, with all the stuff, players get, hundreds pairs of shoes every day. So someone has to manage all that. I mean, we have, like I said, finance people. We have a marketing team. We have about 15 people that just do social media. So we have video production. We have about 15, 20 people that just do video production. A lot of the stuff you see on a daily basis, it just doesn't happen. We have a full schedule that everyone in the company get every morning at 8:30 on all the stuff we do. We have a full team of community relations professionals. Our ownership group is very the community relations and investment in the community is very important. So we invest millions of dollars annually in the community, and so we have people in that area that we have staff as well. We have internships. We do internships every year. I highly recommend if you want to internship that's 45 minutes up the road, definitely do it. We have internships, that last during the full NBA season, so you get the full experience of working in the NBA and understanding the day-to-day in every different area, from basketball ops to finance to ticket sales, whatever you want to do. So the NBA also has a group called the NBA Fellows, where the NBA allow HBCUs to submit their name, the students of HBCUs to submit their name and automatically get a stipend every year, but you get in a pool where you can get a job at any NBA team. If you guys are not in there, I'll definitely make sure we connect and make sure that happens. So yeah, I'm for our company. I'm I'm one of the co-chairs of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council. So we as a team and all NBA teams are find obviously having a diverse group in the room is very important. So that's why the NBA created the NBA Fellows, where they invested over $6 million annually in. So yes. Yes, ma'am. Oh, cool. So our question is, how do you go about applying for the internship in the application process? So with our typical internships, mostly posted on our website as well as on LinkedIn. And so during the opening period, which it pretty much opens roughly around January, and we pretty much keep it open for 3-4 months, to be honest. We get 200, 300, 400, 500 applicants, and then obviously dwindle it down from there. But yeah, that's how it works, and not just us, but other NBA teams as well. That's typically how I do it. Everybody does it different. Some will do it by semester, but we do it with the NBA season, because we found that a lot of students were not able to. You would come in and you would work, the fall, you work the summer, but you lead internship and you won't get the full experience of being able to see the behind the scenes of an NBA game, because there's so much more that goes on that happens, that people don't realize. I mean, like we have like 24 camera guys that's working the game. We have a video production crew of about 50 people. Like you say, you got the announcers, and then they also have a stats person, with each announcer, to make sure when something happened or when a milestone happened, they don't have to flip through all their notes to find out. The stats person pretty much, hey, this is what you say, and things of that nature. Yes, sir.
Talk about esports. Can you talk about behind the scenes? A lot of people may not make a team to play, but there's other opportunities, like potentially maybe digital on the backside.
Yes. Yes. So with all our franchise, whether it's the NBA team, whether the NBA 2K League team, whether it's the G League team, all those teams has a sponsorship person, a social media crew that handles, a video crew that handles their stuff, a ops team that handles their day-to-day stuff. So yeah, he's right. Like, we do have with the NBA 2K League is only 5 players on the team. The NBA also keeps a bench of players. That way, if some player gets sick or some player decide that he just had enough and want to go home, which that happens as well, they have a bench of players that can be moved up and play in the league. And some of the players are players in college that they go to college every day and then online, and then they play the game. So yeah, that's a really good point. It's every area of the business is tons of jobs outside of playing basketball on the court. We have in our company have over 225 full-time staff members and over 500 part-time staff members that work for the team in the arena. Yes, ma'am. Oh man, that's a really good question as well. So it was. What happened is, obviously, the team was here in Charlotte, and then the previous owner decided that he wanted a new building, and then the city didn't give it to him, so he moved to New Orleans. And then once he moved there, they had the New Orleans Hornets, and then they wanted to change the name back to something that meant well for New Orleans. So then when they changed the name in 2014, 2015 to the Pelicans. And so obviously the NBA, being that Charlotte had 7 to 10 straight years of sellouts of all their games back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. And so the NBA knew, this is, and a lot of people see North and South Carolina as basketball country. That's when, the NBA decided to bring another franchise here. And so we were the Charlotte Bobcats. And then when the name came available, that's when we submitted the paperwork to the NBA to change from the Bobcats to the Hornets. So that's how it was. It wasn't like we wanted it, but we had to have, New Orleans had to give it up in order for it to be available to us. And that's how it went down. Yes, sir. So it's 15, you can have up to 15 players on the NBA team. On the G League team, you can have another 15 to 18. And then some of those G League players, it's opportunity to get two-way contracts where you can play X amount of games on the NBA team and then X amount, for the G League. And then a ton amount for the G League. And then they have Exhibit 10 contract where you can also play down on the NBA team of several times and obviously in the G League. So altogether, probably about 40, 45. We don't have a practice squad. Every player that's on one of those teams are on the team. They're not, any. Now, obviously, some players don't have non-guaranteed contracts, but most of the players on every NBA team, the contracts are guaranteed 100%, whether you score 0 points or 50 a game. Once you sign your contract, it's fully guaranteed, which is the only league that does that right now. That's a good question. Yes, sir. No, I have no masters. It's more than enough, and I am one of the managers that I don't, even though I believe in getting your degree, I value experience over degrees. So I have several people that report to me that don't have a degree, but they have experience. I do think the degree definitely make it easier and is important. But we have a lot of people in our company that don't have degrees, but they do have some college experience. But yeah, that you don't have to have it, but it definitely make it easier for a lot of other jobs, for real. For which one? So the world has changed so much when it comes to the interviewing process now. When I applied to work for the Hornets, I mean, like I said, I work for Novant Health, and I was working for Novant Health. I applied. The head of IT at the time called me and said, "It's like 700 people applied for the job. You were one of the few that I liked." And then I applied in January. I didn't get hired until like April. So just because it's just crazy. And I only had to interview with like 2 or 3 people. Today, if you were to apply for a job, even an internship with us, it goes through the screening cycle. Some of them you have to take quizzes and tests on, but then everything's a panel. And that's primarily because we've been that I'm on the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Council. One of the first things that I challenged our company with is that, to be quite honest, it wasn't a lot of people that looked like me within the company. And in sports in general, obviously you see the players on the court, it's like 90% black, but in the front office is less than 20. And so we pretty much went through our entire hiring process just to see why, what is our hiring process? How do we get to the points where, it's little to no diversity, little to no females as well. So we pretty much now do all panel interviews. with at least 5 to 7 people. And then blind resumes, making sure that people have you have the opportunity to even get the job, because it's been shown that most people hire people that they feel is a culture fit, more so a culture add. They also, hire people that they're comfortable with, that remind them of themselves. So, I mean, doing the blind resumes and making those modifications kind of helped us kind of move it along and make the adjustments. But that's a good question. So get comfortable with speaking in front of 5 to 7 people, because most jobs now, they build a panel interviews to make sure being that in sports, it's a very collaborative situation. So in a meeting, if I'm working on a project, I got somebody from marketing, somebody from finance, somebody from community relations, somebody from basketball operations. It's not just IT. It's just 4 or 5 different departments that having to work together to get a lot of stuff done. All right. And last, we have a pretty much a quick pop quiz. We're gonna do this if it works. I got a giveaway.
It's our internet. All right. I don't know if it'll pop up. It's not coming up.
If it doesn't, then I'll let you. You can just you'll figure it out. I'll leave you. Oh, hold on. I can put it up on my phone. Okay, let me see. So we'll give away these beats. Our questions won't load, but the question is, let me see which one I'm gonna ask here. Can you guys tell me who is a minority owner of the Charlotte Hornets? Oh, it's up to you. Whoever you decide. That is right. She's right. She did get it. Technically, she got it right. The answer I was looking for was Michael Jordan, but she said J. Cole, which he is also a minority owner as well. But congratulations. Hey, yeah, he's a minority owner. He's sold majority, but he's still minority. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, y'all, let's give a healthy round of applause for Mr. Bryant for dropping his knowledge on us this morning. Y'all have been excellent. We're going to keep it going. We're going to have our announcements read. We're going to have our announcements read by Miss Jacqueline Wright Thompson. Come on, Jacqueline. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this here.